Well, shall we make some music? Okay. Please rise in body or spirit and sing hymn number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. Our opening words this morning are entitled Come, Come, Whoever You Are, and they were written by Melanie Morel Ensminger.
Come, come, whoever you are welcome here.
No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here.
No matter how you came here, if you came alone or with others, you are welcome here.
No matter whom you love or how you speak, or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here.
Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes, you are welcome here.
If you come here with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, then you are indeed welcome here. Today, during our time together, we will contemplate how to live love through the practice of invitation, our worship theme for September. I am Heather Norby, the Spiritual Life Director for this fantastic congregation, and I use the pronouns she and her.
And I'm Ken Wechter. I serve this congregation as chair of your Board of Trustees, and I'll be your worship associate today. My pronouns are he, him.
In order to build this community, we need love plus connection, and that will lead to spiritual and ethical transformation. This is your community, and so we ask that you please be an active part of it by joining us in some of the following activities and events. Today's potluck. Woohoo! Or as Dorothy calls it, Food Sunday. And I know that Maggie can't make it today, and we've got a few people volunteering, but if you see the volunteers need some help cleaning up or doing something, please feel free to join in. This Wednesday night, September 11th, is Popcorn Theology right here in the sanctuary at 6:30 p.m. Okay, they're still working on a movie, but come on out. It's always an interesting conversation. This Friday, I can't wait, is the ice cream brainstorming party for the worship committee, which means that you all get to help come up with some ideas for music and fun things. And what else do we do? Quotes and just whatever calls to you about our worship themes. Last year we even had superheroes and whatnot. So if you were here in December, you might remember that the Riddler visited us, and that all stemmed from our ice cream brainstorming party. So that's this Friday in the social hall at 6:30, I believe. And Petra is still out of town. She will be back on September 19th, but that's not till next week. And so I could really use some help setting up. So if you're interested in helping me set up for the... And Glenda's doing better. Thank you. It's good to hear. Yeah, if you want to help me with the ice cream, please let me know.
And we've got a town hall on September 15th. That's next Sunday. We want everyone to come to our town halls as we have important conversations about our congregation and our future. And our music team meets every Saturday at 4 p.m. You are welcome to join if you are musically inclined, or just have it. Even if you're not, if you can sing, if you can maybe carry a tune, we'll take it. And then we've got Creativity Matters upcoming.
That'll be on the fourth Wednesday of every month, and I'm really excited. I'm making a hat. So please check out the Creativity Matters thing, see what kind of fun thing you can make, and, come enjoy my hat.
All right, and we've got a starting point class for new folks that will start on September 29th after our worship service. Upcoming Interfaith Coalition of Polk County event on Tuesday, September 17th. It's Constitution Day, and they'll be meeting at Temple Emmanuel at 6 p.m.
And I will be speaking on the panel, so please come out and show some support. I'm a little nervous.
Big thank you to all who attended our social justice meetings on Sunday. Plans are underway for the dinner theater, the climate justice revival, and even the MLK parade in January. Please check the back of your order of service and our e-newsletter, which is published on Mondays, for more information. Let us create our sacred space by lighting our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Our words today were written by Reverend Dr. Rebecca A. Savage. May our faith be renewed and reignited. We light our flaming chalice each week with a simple spark to make holy our time together. With this flame, may our highest intentions be refreshed. With this flame, may we remember who we are and whose we are. With this flame, may our faith be renewed and reignited to guide our journey. Amen, and may it be so. I need someone to do us the honor of lighting our chalice. Sage, since you're handy right there, you can take care of that for us. So please rise in body or spirit and sing hymn number 362, Rise Up, O Flame.
Invite the young and young at heart to come forward. And if you have water, bring it. If you don't, that's okay. We have some for you. Yeah? Who's gonna? Can you hear me? Is it, all right. Come on, Sage. It's okay. All right. Do you know what water communion is? Do you know what water communion is? Yeah? What is it? You bring water? Why? Okay. All right. Does anybody know? Can we help? Can we help Sage out? Because I think Sage has only been to one water communion before, right? Yeah. Yeah. Any longtime water communion folks want to help out with us? What's water communion? Why do we bring water? Yeah, it's representing our community, the blessing that we are, and the coming together. September is sort of like the beginning of the church year. It's not the official beginning of the church year, but that seems to be when we all kind of start coming back together after summer, when things are a little bit quieter. So water communion actually started in 1980 by two Unitarian Universalist women, Carolyn McDade, who wrote Come Sing a Song with Me and Spirit of Life, and Lucille Schuck Longview. They were asked to create a worship service for the Women and Religion Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists. It's a long title. We like long titles. So as they shaped that service, McDade and Longview wanted to create a new ritual that, quote, spoke to our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our place on this planet. They included a new inclusive symbol of women's spirituality, water. They wrote, water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence, acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came. It is the womb of life. And that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally. We now realize that this worship service was for us a new story of creation. We choose water as our symbol of our empowerment. And so they asked people from different places in the country to bring water in. And they had got water from the Rio Grande, from the Pacific and the Atlantic Oceans, and other rivers around the country, and they all poured their water together. So now, water communion is celebrated in many UU churches every autumn as we come together. It's taken on a new meaning in some ways, but it should always remain a ritual that connects us to one another. So that's why we asked you to bring water in today. Now I'm going to let you all, before you go out with Jerry, Sage, to pour, well, wait. First, before you pour your water, I have to pour in last year's water. And what's cool about this is it's not just last year's water, but it also contains water from the year before, and the year before, and the year before. We've been doing this for a while, so I don't know how many years worth of water is in here. I freeze it. I take it home and I freeze it. Because, you know, it could get a little funky. I don't know where y'all get your water from. So this represents the foundation from which we live, from which we connect, from which we love. We are blessed to have had a community here since 1955, and in this spot right here since 1960. That's 64 years. That's a blessing. Now, Sage, Abigail, would you like to come put your water in? Do you want to say anything about your water? If you didn't hear her, she said this is water from her dog's water bowl because he's a very important, significant part of her life. Your pool water? Oh. This is for all the memories that Sage has made with family and friends in their pool. I love that. Very inviting. Nick's on the way with some kids, but Jerry, did you want to put some water in?
I do not, but I do have an announcement to make. I'm going to need a volunteer if the children are going to go out with me. I'm
Okay.
maybe the only adult out there. Till Bella gets here.
Till Bella gets
here. She could be my second.
Okay.
But otherwise, the children will have to see.
Okay. So,
Amber? Okay.
thank you, Ambra. Bella should be here in about 15 minutes or so. They're just running late, so. Thank you. Wonderful. Well, now you get to go out, have some fun. We're going to sing to you, aren't we? Are we ready to sing? Okay. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Though today is generally, well, Water Communion is generally a joyous occasion, I do want to take just a minute, just a moment, some silence to maybe get us in a healing place, to think about the recent school shooting in Georgia, yet another one, and just center us in some hope that we gain insights and wisdom, insight and wisdom that we need to stop the devastation.
I also add that there's been spring shootings on highways in Seattle, and
Yeah, yeah. Gun violence in this country is out of hand, of course, as you all know, so I think we just need a minute to light a candle. Ken, if you would light our healing candle, and just take a moment to be together and to know that we're here to offer each other healing, to organize, really, to organize and do something about this. So let's just take a couple of minutes. I want to read an affirmation written by the Reverend Leonard Mason. Might help provide some hope, foundation from which we can go forward. He writes, "We affirm the unfailing renewal of life. Rising from the earth and reaching for the sun, all living creatures shall fulfill themselves. We affirm the steady growth of human companionship. Rising from ancient cradles and reaching for the stars, people the world over shall seek the ways of understanding. We affirm a continuing hope, that out of every tragedy, the spirits of individuals shall rise to build a better world." Amen. Let us now begin our ritual of the sharing of joys, concerns, and sorrows, which embodies the belief that there is power in being together and in holding one another in the significant, the precious, the hard, and the joyful moments of our lives. In our Joys and Sorrows book, you are able to write any significant joy or sorrow occurring in your life that you would like for the congregation to know. It sits on the table at the entrance of the sanctuary before the service, and I read from it before we take the time to participate in our weekly ritual of placing pebbles in the bowl. And I believe I have something from Grace, who is a teacher, and I know this is a really hard moment for them right now. But they wrote, "The school that they work at has been safe so far this year. All 162 of their students have been wonderful so far." That's good to hear. And of course, big hugs to Grace, because that's not an easy job. So we will invite you to come forward. Place a colored stone representing your joys, concerns, and sorrows into the water. And the choir has prepared a special song for today while you are doing that. So come on up.
Here we gather, tucked back in this friendly neighborhood between the beautiful tall pines. We are a community of people who have arrived from many different paths, yet we seek a common goal: to bring more love to a hurting but beautiful world. As Unitarian Universalists, we aspire to reach this goal through our shared values, one of which is the value of pluralism. Pluralism is about celebrating that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We endeavor to build a pluralistic community in which we covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning, embracing our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. But this community can only be built with the time, talent, and treasure of each one of us. Our ushers will now pass the plate so that we may live into our value of pluralism.
Thank you all so much. Let us take a moment to center and contemplate that which we are exploring this month, the practice of invitation. To practice invitation is to live with love at our center, inviting in all that we already love, all that we endeavor to love, and all that is difficult to love. To be a truly inviting people means going beyond simply greeting. It means also to embrace, to empathize with, to listen without judgment, to support, to continue to hold love at the center no matter how hard it is. That is invitation. Reflect on these questions. When someone breaks a promise to you, how forgiving are you? Do you invite them back into your life? Without compromising your boundaries, can you still hold space for those people? How do you practice invitation in those instances? Where do you draw the line? What gets in your way? This month, we will explore many questions about the practice of invitation, for as Poet Laureate Tracy K. Smith says, a question is a pursuit, an invitation to envision and explore a series of possibilities, to struggle and empathize and doubt and believe. And so I invite you to center yourself in this practice of invitation for the month of September. I invite you to notice how you practice it, why you do or don't do things that would be inviting, and how you can help make connections and build this beloved community by being more intentional about your practice.
This is a poem by Jalaluddin Rumi. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, it doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times. Come, yet again, come, come.
In Rumi's poem, we hear the practice of invitation resonate throughout. The line that acknowledged how we so often fall short of our promises to ourselves, our covenants to one another, and our aspirations for the world offers us a reminder to be inviting to each other over and over again. We are never perfect. We may break our vows from time to time or 1,000 times, but if we are willing to grow and to change and to accept the invitation to community once again, then let us come and come again. We are human beings, always changing, never complete, never perfect. Do we always welcome one another over and over again? Is that a path that leads to transformation? Rumi's line about broken vows is about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves and one another. It is about inviting us back into the community as we arrive again to begin again in love. Thus, invitation is not a one-time occurrence. Invitation has the potential to become a spiritual practice that allows for us to continue to strengthen our relationships. You don't just get welcomed the first time you walk through our doors. You get welcomed every time you walk through our doors. And it is each one of us, also, each one of us that does the welcoming, the inviting, the recognizing that it is a continual practice of invitation that binds us together, honoring the divine interdependent web of all existence. Invitation is a practice that calls to the whole congregation and allows for us to build community. We may fall short, but we don't have to ever give up if we truly learn to be inviting in the present moment. We are human beings, always changing, never complete, never perfect. Do we always welcome one another over and over again? That's hard. But centered in love, that can lead to a beautiful transformation. And so today you were asked to bring with you water from a source that feels inviting to you. And if you did not bring water with you, it's okay. Just imagine a source that feels inviting, whether that's a faraway ocean, a nearby lake, your grandmother's kitchen faucet, or your dog's water bowl, as Sage did. We have a pitcher of water here for those that did not bring it. So get comfortable in your chair. Let's think about our water. Let's think about that inviting place. Hold your water in your hand, if you have it. And consider what it is that makes you feel invited to this place, or with the person or the animal associated with this place. Take a few moments to just breathe and imagine the invitation and the connection to your water. Can knowing how you feel invited help you cultivate a spiritual practice of invitation? American Benedictine nun Joan D. Chittister wrote, "Hospitality is the key to new ideas, new friends, new possibilities. What we take into our lives changes us. Without new people and new ideas, we are imprisoned inside ourselves." And thus we practice invitation with one another. Before we combine our water, let us sing. We'll sing hymn number 145. It's called As Tranquil Streams, and it is about the coming together and the building of this community. And you may rise in body or spirit. Well, it's time for our water communion. We will take a few moments to invite each other in by pouring our water into the communal bowl. You are invited to speak about the ideas that have come to you during this time as you contemplated the practice of invitation and how your water from your inviting place speaks to you about that. You are invited to listen to the ideas of others, to welcome them in so that you may liberate yourself, grow, and arrive in the next moment as a human being transforming towards spiritual wholeness. So I'll ask you to come up one at a time. And please be welcoming to all who want to speak by only speaking for 2 minutes or less so that we have enough time. You do not have to speak, of course. You can just add your water and then, sit back down. That's okay too. And of course, if you did not bring water, you may use water from our pitcher over there. So, who is going to be the brave first person to pour in their water and speak about the practice of invitation? And of course, we need to have a microphone. You can, if you can just speak near that.
This is water from Gainesville, possibly even Jacksonville, Florida. It's the water that Wesley got baptized with, and he's going to an Episcopalian church up there. Still considers himself Unitarian, of course. But it was really, I would have collected the tears coming out of his face if I could have. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Crystal. So I recently attended a yoga retreat honoring the legacy of Ram Dass at the Art of Living Retreat Center in Boone, North Carolina. So there I picked up this body mist spray. It is a full moon release with essential oils of lavender and sage. So these are a couple of my favorite scents, and it really helped ground me in the whole experience, and so I brought it today. What are we doing?
This is the water bottle that I drink from all the time. I left it here yesterday after rehearsal. But this is the water that sustains me. This is the water that comes from my house. I can't think of a better water for me to put in right now. But I'm going to keep some of it because I'm thirsty.
This is the water from the library. I grew up like a mile from a library, and I used to walk there like all the time because I homeschooled, and by that I mean I schooled myself as a child. So I would walk to the library all the time and like bruise my shoulder with a bag so full of books that I could barely carry it home. And now I'm an English teacher, and I get to take my kids to the media center to check out books once a week and make them all excited about books. And libraries are especially inviting to me because the only barrier to entry is that you can't be yelling and screaming. So there's no expectation to spend money. There's no expectation to socialize if you don't really want to. I like libraries in general, so that's my point.
This water is from Ken and we've been together for quite a long time, and I am very thankful for the love that we found in connection with each other, and the love that we found and given to us by every person that enters this place, and love you all.
This represents water from Lake Erie, where we went this summer to see the family and friends who've not yet decided to move down here with us.
But you are inviting them to do so.
So similar to Sage, but, or no, sorry, Abby, not Sage. This is water from the dog's wool, but it is also water from the bird's water. And what this represents for me personally is that we are rescuers of the rescued. We seem to have people come to us who have, I don't know, for whatever reason, have taken in rescues and decided they can't handle the rescues. And then they're like, do you want them? So the empath in me is like, sure. So now we have a twice rescued dog and a twice rescued bird.
Good morning. So I'm Sherry, for those of you that don't know me, and I moved to Florida from California, where water is very scarce. It's often rationed, and they charge extra if you go over a certain amount. So I come from an environment of trying to conserve it and be very conscientious about it. And then I moved to Florida, and it rains every day, which is lovely, and water is really abundant here. But I first moved to Fort Lauderdale, and when I turned the faucet on, the water came out beige. And and it was really kind of gnarly and scary. And when the sprinkler would hit my plants, they started to die. And so I was afraid. So I bought, had water delivered to my house and had it everywhere for my cats, for my plants, to wash my hands, to brush my teeth. And you don't realize how much water is a part of us and how much we use it until you have to pay attention to every drop. I had to buy a special filter for my shower. The only thing the water from the faucet did touch was my dishes. So when I got to Lakeland and turned on the faucet and the water came out clean, I was very grateful. And this is some of that water, and I'm grateful to be a part of the Lakeland community and this UU community. So thanks. I love you all too.
Hi, I am Ambra. My water is also from the library. I think the young lady there covered most of what I want to say, but to me the libraries are also important with our certain books being under attack. It's more important than ever that we support our local libraries and show that we don't believe in that type of censorship.
Hi, my name's Linda, better known as Sherry's mom. And I have a distiller that I've had for years. It just distills water, nothing else. And I distill my water for years, and I believe that it's one of the reasons that I'm so healthy. I distill water, have for years, and that's what I drink and use as much as I can. In cooking and everything, and I think I'm blessed because I'm really healthy at my age, and I think a large part of that is due to the clean water that I've consumed over the years. So I feel blessed with my distiller and my distilled water. And
hello, my name is Veysel. This is tea, let's say Turkish tea, and I was gonna share the water, but I wanted to put this because one of the things I had really hard time since I moved to US, maybe like 35 years ago from Turkey, is invitation, like you need to be invited to go somewhere. The tea and like Turkish customs is, you just go knock on the door, your friend, your relative, whoever, and you don't need to be invited, and you knock on the door, you visit them, and you're welcome, then offer tea and something else if they have. If they don't have at least a tea, and you're always welcome. And my memories, so many memories of that, and especially at college, like after we graduated from college, a couple of my friends that got jobs right away and stuff, I went to master's studies, so I had a lot of time in my life. I would go visit them at their work, and they never said, oh, I'm busy now. It's like, always, welcome me, offer some tea, and then slowly I realized that maybe I should give them, visit them at home and stuff. But coming here, and I still don't feel like adjusted, like, I cannot go somebody's house, even though they're my friend, I gotta tell them, I gotta let them know this, that. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is, we're talking about invitation, so you're all invited to my house to show up unannounced anytime. If you want to make sure I'm home, just, text me or call me, but I was working remotely, now I don't even have a job, but I'm home all the time lately, so you're always welcome. Just a touch this, a little bit color here.
We got scent, we got color.
I'm Jason. I brought water from the pond behind our house. When my wife and I first got our home, it was, we're like really excited. Oh, this has a water view, and not knowing that like 90% of the time there's no water in our section of the retention pond, so it's just beautiful mud and dry and plants. So recently we've been really happy that there's been a lot of rain, and we've actually had that there. And along with that water is a lot of very enthusiastic frogs who have all shown up over the years around our house, who always seem to hang out on the outside our lanai. And I've talked about it before, but I have a spiritual connection to frogs, and my neighbors may think I'm a little crazy because I like to talk to them a little bit sometimes, because we always have these huge toads that just like hang out. Nobody else's house, they just kind of hang out with us, so maybe we've got good energy, I don't know. But I'm grateful for having that water view and all the years we've been in our home.
Hi, I'm Nikki. This is eclipse water from my altar at home.
Hello, I'm Stephanie. This is my very first time here, so I have no water. Hi. However, I love this message, and if I would know to bring water, I would have brought water from our turtle tank. I have 3 kids, and we just recently rescued the tiniest turtle you've ever seen in your life. She's about this big, and turtles hold a very spiritual meaning for me. And so she showed up at a time in my life when I really needed kind of a message or a connection, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone in the world, and like I love the invitation message as well. So, thank you.
Okay, so it's not just that I forgot, but I would have been happy to add water from this place anyway, because when we moved here a few years ago, it was really important to me to know that there was a UU congregation in the area. I checked it out before we moved. And I just think trying to live here would have been a very different experience if we didn't have this congregation.
I also have library water. I'm not as much of a reader as I would like to be or as my wife is, but when I was in high school, I spent a lot of time at the library. When my parents were splitting up, it was a very quiet place to hang out. So the library is still just a very safe, calm place for me to go. So I brought water from the library.
Morning. I brought water from my house, ice water. It's been kind of a crutch lately because I've had a lot of bad chest pain from my heart condition that I was born with. And the only thing that really helps is if I sit down and have some water. So to Josh's point, really sustains me, keeps me going. I had thought about bringing up the baby's cups and filling them full of water, but I didn't have time because they were a little dirty on the inside. I didn't think everybody would want a little bit of tea in the water and all that.
Well, y'all, I didn't forget water. I forgot it was water communion. So, yeah, that's where I am. But I have previously talked about bringing water from this place for water communion, and I have brought water from travels. But what I'm thinking about today is gratitude. My son is alive and he's not in fear of his life going to school because he's homeschooled, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm grateful for all of you, for my friends, and just grateful to be here, grateful that we're all alive.
Well, thank you, all of you, for participating in water communion. It's always very meaningful to hear from so many of you during this moment. We're going to bless the water with a responsive reading, which is just called Blessing of the Water, and it was written by Ranwa Hamami. I will read, and then your response will be, "This water is sacred." This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred.
May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes.
This water is sacred.
In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitments.
This water is sacred.
In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love.
This water is sacred.
I would, we always do this, I always invite you to take water home with you. Now that it's all mixed together, you're welcome to maybe you don't want to put it back in your water bottle, but you're welcome to find some sort of container to scoop some up and take with you and do with what you want, you know, bless your plants or your house, or put it in the freezer like I do, I don't know. But, you know, it's a way to keep the community close to you and to remind you of our connections. So you can do that after the service, and that way I can run over and get some of Nick's pot roast before you all get there. Because last month it was empty. All right. Kidding.
Somebody's got to make a plate for that.
All right, Ken's going to read our closing words.
As writer Anais Nin said, each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. I hope that we made new friends today and deepened the friendships we already have by listening to one another. As you leave this place, remember how our welcoming spirits assist one another as we ebb and flow and arrive anew in each moment.
And we will close with a new hymn. It's called Open Channel. I think we'll have the words. Will we have the words up on the screen? Crystal's making a face.
Oh, you're going to extinguish it? Okay.
I'll go extinguish.
She'll be one step closer to the pot roast.
We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of love, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world.